Hello, welcome to my channel. There's a story my neighbor once told me. He was 84, a retired postman named Henry. Every morning, I'd see him sitting on his porch with the same old mug, watching the sunrise like it was a brand new show every day. One morning, I asked, "Henry, don't you ever get bored just sitting there?" He smiled, sipped his coffee, and said, "Son, when you've lived long enough, you stop chasing what's loud. You start listening to what's quiet." That answer stayed with me. Because behind those words lies something many older Americans understand better than anyone: the quiet beauty of simplicity. Life in America used to move slower. People waved to their neighbors, wrote letters by hand, and took evening walks just to feel the breeze. Grocery lists were short, and weekends weren't about catching flights or posting pictures. They were about sitting together, maybe grilling in the backyard, or just talking on the porch swing until the fireflies came out. But today, everything's louder. Faster. We're told to multitask, upgrade, scroll, and buy more. For many young people, peace feels like something you have to schedule. Yet when you talk to someone in their 70s or 80s, they'll tell you they've started uncollecting things. They're not chasing more, they're choosing less. Why? Because after decades of noise, they've learned that life gets clearer when it's simple. There's a woman named Clara who lives in Ohio. She's 79 and lost her husband a few years ago. After he passed, she sold their big house and moved into a small cottage by a lake. When I asked her if it was hard to leave behind so many things, she said, "At first, yes. But then I realized most of what I owned was just waiting to be dusted. What I kept are the things that hold stories." She showed me a shelf, a worn Bible, a photo of her children, a seashell her husband once found on their honeymoon. Everything else, she said, was just noise. Older Americans like Clara aren't just simplifying their homes, they're simplifying their hearts. They're choosing meaning over clutter, peace over perfection. You see, when you're young, you chase more. More success. More recognition. More excitement. But when you've lived long enough, you realize that more doesn't always make you happier, it just makes you busier. Older Americans often talk about enough. Enough food to share. Enough money to live. Enough love to stay warm. They've learned that enough is a feeling, not a number. I once heard an older man at a diner say, "When I was younger, I thought happiness was in the next paycheck. Now I know it's in the next sunrise." He smiled, stirred his coffee, and said, "And guess what? The sunrise is still free." And hey, if you're still here, still watching and finding these thoughts meaningful, let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on the bell. That way, you won't miss the next story about life, love, and the wisdom that comes with time. Many of them find peace in small routines. Watering plants every morning. Folding laundry slowly. Taking the same walk around the block at sunset. These aren't chores to them, they're rituals. They give rhythm to life, a sense of being part of something steady and gentle. Maybe that's why so many older Americans love things that don't change: the sound of rain, the smell of bread baking, the comfort of familiar faces. They've lived long enough to see trends come and go, but kindness, honesty, and gratitude, those never go out of style. When you visit an older person's home, you'll notice something: there's space. Not an empty space. A few framed photos, a couple of books, maybe a rocking chair by the window. Ask them why they don't keep more things, and you'll hear something like, "Because I already have what matters in my memories." An 82-year-old woman once told me, "When you get to my age, your photo albums weigh more than your furniture." And she was right. Every wrinkle, every laugh line, every story is worth more than all the gadgets money can buy. Now, that doesn't mean older Americans reject technology. Many of them use smartphones and FaceTime with their grandkids. But they use it differently. They're not scrolling endlessly. They're connecting intentionally. They're not chasing trends. They're cherishing connections. They understand that peace doesn't come from having everything, it comes from being present with what you have. Henry, that old postman I mentioned earlier, once said, "Every new gadget promises to save you time, but all I ever wanted was to spend more time, not save it." Maybe that's the real secret. When you've lived long enough, you realize time is the one thing you can't buy back. Older Americans value simplicity because it helps them see time clearly. They know every sunrise is boring. Every phone call, every laugh, every shared meal, it's all part of a countdown you can't pause. So they don't waste their energy on things that don't feed the soul. They slow down, not because they have to, but because they want to. They've seen how fast everything passes. We often think wisdom is about knowing more. But maybe it's about needing less. Older Americans remind us that simplicity isn't the absence of luxury, it's the presence of peace. It's having fewer distractions and more moments that actually mean something. We can learn a lot from them. To eat slowly. To talk face to face. To call instead of text. To find beauty in ordinary days. To choose experiences over possessions, and people over pride. They're not against progress, they just know that progress without peace is empty. Sometimes I still walk by Henry's porch. The mug's still there. The sunrise still paints the sky gold and pink. He told me once, "People think I'm sitting here doing nothing. But I'm actually watching the world wake up." And that's enough for me. There's something profoundly American about that image: a porch, a sunrise, a quiet man grateful for another day. It's not glamorous. But it's real. And maybe that's the heart of it. Simplicity isn't giving up, it's coming home. So, why do older Americans value simplicity? Because they've lived through the noise, the rush, the endless wanting, and discovered peace doesn't live there. It lives in small mornings, slow coffee, laughter with friends, handwritten notes, and the freedom to just be. Maybe that's the kind of wealth we should all be chasing. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this story brought you a moment of calm, share it with someone who needs a reminder that simple living is beautiful living. And remember, sometimes the simplest life is the richest one.